Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Greg LaDuca with Visit Rochester. I'd just like to say welcome, especially to those that are new to Visit Rochester or new to the Visitor Industry Council meeting here the third Tuesday of the month. And just a reminder that the Visitor Industry Council is the working arm of the membership. It is our hospitality community in Rochester, and the VIC is run by volunteer members that represent each segment of hospitality. And your 2021 VIC chair, I'm pleased to introduce. Take it away, Julie Izzo-Neidswick from Stokey Farms.
Hi, everyone. Happy June. I agree with Rachel. Today is one of the reasons we live in Western New York. It's simply gorgeous out. I hope that you guys are doing well, and it seems that we are all doing well because the news out of Albany is more good than anything else, which, let me say, finally, amen for that. The plan is for the state fair to be at 100% capacity. And as of, I think it was around noon today, the majority of restrictions have been lifted for most New York State businesses, which include most of the businesses that are members of Visit Rochester. So the choirs are singing, and this means, though, we're open and we are ready for business. We're at the point we've been talking about all winter, all spring, that we're ready to get our marketing machines. They need to be roaring at this point because school's about to be out, if it's not already. Families are traveling and they want to change the scenery. I know that for sure. And they're ready to get in their cars and drive, and we are the perfect destination. So be sure to go back on the forum and your emails and revisit some of our past speakers and the notes that you took. Just today, Amir Ilan from Longwoods International, I think he was our speaker in February. Nod yes, Greg, maybe? Winter? Okay, he came out with new sentiment, and I asked Rachel to put that in the chat. If she could do that at some point, that would be great. Just take a look and see where they're seeing that travel sentiment at. So huge round of applause to all of you through the scaries of the past 16 months, through the pain, the frustration, the anxiety. We're here because you guys persevered, and you should be super proud of yourself and your staff. So make sure that you're recognizing your staff that was with you in this. We're also should be really proud to be part of this amazing organization that we call Visit Rochester. The staff worked their behinds off and quickly changed directions, not once, not twice, but 3 times, if not more, to help the membership during the pandemic and help us all management. So it seems pretty fortuitous today that we are fully open in New York. The staff of Visit Rochester is going to give us an in-depth view of what's been going on with them this year and what the rest of 2020 is going to bring. So that's going to be the main portion of our meeting today. Be sure to stick around after that for trivia with prizes, as always, and for happy hour. And kind of our happy hour the past few months have had a speaker, and Dan Mason, general manager for the Red Wings, is going to be joining us. So I'm really interested in hearing from Dan. He has been swimming in really choppy water still because he had to deal with state, local, federal, and Major League Baseball authorities to get that stadium open and get guests in. So he's had a lot on his plate, and I'm curious as to how today's announcement may or may not affect plans for the Red Wings. So stay tuned for happy hour today. Just a reminder to message in the chat if you want to be called on for 30-second announcements. Please be sure to keep your announcements to 30 seconds so that everyone gets a chance, because time is not unlimited. You see my hands like this, just need to stop and kind of wrap it up. Also, want to make a big announcement with the steering committee. Looking for a little dramatic drum roll insert here, that we will not be live from my home office next month. We will be live from Woodcliff, and we're going to be live in person. So super exciting that we're going to be able to get back together, and I hope to see all of you there. And what a wonderful thing that we're finally able to do this again. So jazz hands to that. Also reminds me that we are coming together, and there's still room for next week's membership cruise on the Colonial Belle. It's going to be trivia. It's going to be hosted by Rebecca LeClaire. It's 2 hours out on the canal, on the Colonial Belle, which is gorgeous. It's going to be from 3 until 5, and it's open to members. And so bring your staff. Your staff are members too. So what a great way to reward staff for all their hard work during this time and enjoy a beautifully 10-day forecast out for 80 degrees sunny day on the canal. There is in the Facebook forum, you can sign up for that. But first, as we kind of wrap this all up, we're going to go to our Seeds of Growth portion of this meeting. And today it's honoring, really bringing on the National Women's Hall of Fame because they have announced their 2021 inductee class. We are so lucky that Rochester and the Finger Lakes where real change in women's history happened. It happened in our backyard. And we're so pleased to be able to highlight the National Women's Hall of Fame. And Natalie Rudd. Natalie, are you on with us right now?
Yeah, I am. Hi, Julie.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Exciting times. I mean, those are some big names that you have coming up in the class. Michelle Obama, Mia Hamm. I was really interested to see. I had no idea of the philanthropy that Mia Hamm has done post soccer. Like I was like, yeah, but really, she absolutely should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely, yeah. She's really incredible. Not only for her, I mean, being on some of the first female soccer teams in the US that won Olympic gold medals the first time women were played, but she also has done incredible philanthropy since retiring from soccer. So we're really excited to include her in the hall.
That is so awesome. So just to kind of like dive in some questions, I know your little presentation, but Seneca Falls is considered the birthplace of women's rights.
Yeah.
And I guess what was the catalyst? Why Seneca Falls? Why not someplace in New York City, Philadelphia? Like, what was it about those women that felt like, no, it's going to be here. It's going to start here?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. And there's, I think, a lot of different parts that all kind of led up to Seneca Falls being this birthplace of the women's rights movement. A lot of it is, while you might still see some of it today, in the 1800s, we were an extremely prosperous community, especially with industry. So you had the Erie Canal, we are on the Cayuga-Seneca Canal, and we had a lot of innovation and a lot of industry in this area, which meant for a lot of like crossing between economic growth and exchange of new ideas. Tons of trade was happening here. Additionally, there were a ton of religious movements up here. We have a huge Quaker population in the area, especially in Waterloo, which is the town right next door. And the Quakers, just by their beliefs, often lended a hand towards social justice movements. Additionally, like I said, there's a lot of small parts to this bigger picture. We also have the Haudenosaunee women who live nearby as well, and they are a traditionally matriarchal society. So we say that a lot of these smaller parts all kind of brought to this coalition in this little town that kind of became a hotbed for social justice and reform in the late 1800s. So there's not really one answer. It's a lot of small answers.
Yeah, but that was an amazing. That's a great answer. I loved everything about that because it really lends to like, okay, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, it's not just one thing. It's a lot of things.
So it was back in 1969 that the actual Women's Hall of Fame was created.
Yes.
Was there a committee that got together, or what's the little backstory in that one?
Yeah, so we were founded in 1969 by a group of women, a lot from Seneca Falls, some from elsewhere in the area. And they were inspired because of the Hall of Fame in New York, just the American Hall of Fame. They said, well, there aren't very many women in here, and there are a lot of women that aren't being celebrated in history books, on our general media, in museums. And they said, well, why not create a National Women's Hall of Fame? And what better place to do it than Seneca Falls, the birthplace of the women's rights movement. So they got together and they had what they called the Founders Tea. It was to kind of replicate the tea that happened between Lucretia Mott, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and the like to discuss the Women's Rights Convention. They wanted to kind of replicate that idea. And then after about 6 years of fundraising and trying to get sponsors and supporters, in 1973, we hosted our first induction ceremony where they inducted the first 20 inductees into the Hall of Fame. So that's when we really got our kickoff, was starting in 69, but our first induction was in 73.
Awesome. And who was the first person inducted?
We had 20 women who were first inducted. So they were in this first class. So a lot of the women you might expect, of course, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, let me think, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, a lot of women historically who should be recognized. And you'll notice that Since then, we've grown a lot. We have 293 inductees now, so a lot more than the original 20. Our first few classes were mostly historic women, so filling in those gaps. And then as we started moving and getting bigger, we started inducting women who were alive and creating these incredible legacies during their lifetime so they could come in person and accept their awards.
Awesome. So the Hall of Fame started in a much smaller footprint and has grown to its current size and location.
Yeah.
What was the catalyst of growth?
Absolutely. If you actually, I think if you go to the next slide, I can show you some photos. This is a very loose slide. So yeah, here you can kind of see it. Some of our ideas for the future. So we are currently growing right now. We just moved into this brand new building, which you can see on the bottom right-hand side. I'd say brand new. It's actually an old knitting mill. So the building was built in 1844, but it's brand new to us. We started this growth really about 10, 15 years ago. The idea started having this conversation of we're getting too big for the space we're in. So there are a couple different catalysts. Again, it's not just one easy answer. One just being, we just needed more room. How we used to display our inductees is every inductee had a big plaque with their photo on it and their bio on it. So if you can imagine a small building with 293 plaques, it got crowded really fast. So we said, okay, not only do we need more room to display this, but I think it's time for us to grow. We have national in our name and we are national. We induct women from all over the United States, but a lot of our reach and our impact was more regional, more local. And so we said, if we want to be a truly national institution, it's time for us to grow and to kind of expand more. So we moved into the building we are in now, which is the 1844 Seneca Knitting Mill. We really wanted to pay homage to that industry that really sparked Seneca Falls and made us as a city. And we've spent the last 10 years renovating this building. It was not in good shape. So we are now on the first floor and we still have 3 more floors above us that we need to finish renovating. So we are not by any means done with our expansion and our growth, but really the catalyst was realizing that there's so much opportunity here. And especially in a day and age like today, where it's 100 years since the 19th Amendment was passed, and we still don't have complete equal rights between men and women. Of course, we've made a long ways, but we still have a ways to go, that telling the stories of women is still just as important now as it was in the 60s.
So the Hall of Fame is really a dynamic, continually changing, well-curated museum. Your staff does an amazing job. Do you still only have 4 full-time staff?
We actually only have 3 full-time staff right now. Yes, we did lose a staff member recently. She is doing amazing other things. It's not a loss. We're really excited for her. Well, it is a loss, but yeah, so we are 3 staff members and we're hopefully bringing in more soon, but yeah, we are a small staff.
So it's an amazing group of volunteers that you must have to keep this moving.
Heavily rely on our volunteers, not only at the base level with our docents. So docents are the folks that help greet all of our guests. They work the front desk. They do odd jobs here and there as we need them. They are incredible, as well as then volunteers at a much higher level as well. We have a wonderful board of directors that donates a ton of their time to us, as well as others throughout the country who have been helping us with like exhibit design and things like that. So we really, really rely on volunteers and we're very grateful for them.
So how does someone that is alive now get into the Hall of Fame? Do they get nominated? Do you have a search committee? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a great question. And a great thing that I'm really trying to make sure that people know is anybody can nominate somebody into the Hall of Fame. So how we function as an institution, we are actually one of the few national Hall of Fames that operates this way, that anybody in the public can nominate somebody to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Our biggest criteria is that they have to be a citizen of the United States, whether through birth or naturalization. And we ask that their achievements be of lasting legacy nationally or internationally. So not as much local, but more on a national scale. And those are really the 2 biggest things that we look for. If you want to fill out an application, all of our nominations are on our website. So anybody can do it. And I'm always telling folks, go through our website. And if there's an incredible woman who has inspired you, whether she be historical or contemporary, and we haven't inducted them, please nominate. Those nominations are then sent to an external board of judges. So those judges are experts in their field. So say if somebody nominated, say like a physicist, their nomination would go to 3 physicists who then could read that nomination and say, yes, we can confirm that the work that this woman has done has been lasting. It has had this huge impact on our field. And then they judge and rank all of the nominations. They get sent back to us. We take that top 10-ish%, and then we go from there with reaching out to the alive inductees, and we reach out to families or representatives for those who have passed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think you have a few more slides here if you want to talk about
Yeah.
this.
Really, I just wanted to show a little bit of where we are going to expand and grow. So if you want to show our next one, I can show you some renderings. I believe that's the next slide. Oh, you can keep going. This is just our new site. The next one is, this is really where we plan to grow and what we plan to look like. We are really excited. So like I said, we only have 1 floor open now, but we will be expanding the top 3 floors soon, with the plan of having this ground floor being really focusing on the inductees and their achievements. That's the top photo. Instead of having plaques, we're going to have a lot more interactive pieces with technology, and it's all made to look like our mill. So it's supposed to be very industrial looking, going back to the history of industry in Seneca Falls. And then the second floor, we really want to start going into deep dive into our inductees. So looking at the connections between these women. One thing that we are really, as a Hall of Fame, people think that it's, oh, let's look at these 1 or 2 women that have done incredible things. And we are really trying to dispel that notion of what we call individual exceptionalism, and instead promote the story that all of these women, they worked together. They were all part of a wonderful group of women who uplift each other. They were each other's mentors and their students and friends. So telling some more of those connected stories. And at the top, we really want to start focusing on the future. So working with our younger students, with kids, starting to tell their stories and have some more of those interactive changing exhibits. So we are really, really excited, and especially having you all in the area. Come visit us now. And then it's going to be really exciting once you get to see, once we are in this brand new version, you can say, oh, I remember what they looked like when they were so small and only had 1 floor. But we're very excited. So thank you.
So your meeting, your induction ceremony is in October. I assume it's going to be in person, we hope.
Yeah, so great, thank you. I was gonna say next slide. So these are all of our inductees that we will be inducting in October. This is really what the bulk of where our work has been going these days, is getting ready for induction, because not only do we plan on being in person, we are so excited about the news from today, because we've been, a little stressed about selling tickets. But we will be hosting it in person on the grounds here at the mill. So the grounds adjacent to the mill in a big, beautiful tent. As well as we are, for the first time ever, going to be live streaming the entire ceremony, and it will be free to the public. While the pandemic has obviously been hard on all of us in the tourism industry, I think it's made us be a little bit more innovative. And now we're really excited because we feel more comfortable with a lot of this technology. So we're able to share it for free with everybody. So we're really, really excited. And all of the inductees will be participating in the ceremony, whether it be in person or virtually. So we are very excited. And we are always looking for partners. If you want to get involved with induction, please let me know. I put my contact info on the last slide. With induction, we have a huge program booklet that gets sent out to all of our attendees, including all of our virtual attendees. So if you're interested in advertising or being involved in induction at all, please let me know. We do anticipate having about 5,000 people or so minimum involved in and interacting in the live stream, that is. So we're really, really excited. Yeah, and they're going to be here in the area. So if you want to come and get tickets for in person, just keep an eye on our website, because we will be selling public tickets soon to come and attend the in-person events.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else we should know?
I think that's it at this point, but thank you. We're really excited to be a part of Visit Rochester. I actually live in Rochester. I don't live in Seneca Falls. I'm new to the area, so I've been using Visit Rochester as a way to get to know my new hometown. So thank you all. We're really excited, and thanks for including us today.
Well, welcome to the area, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for the great slide presentation.
Thank you, everyone.
They have a great website, so if you guys are interested in visiting down there, all their information is on their website, and be sure to check it out.
Yeah, I'll put our website in the chat so you can go and visit it if you need to.
Awesome. Thank you,
Great.
Natalie.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it. Okay, we are going to be moving on to our mid-year recap and updates with our wonderful Visit Rochester staff. So I'm just going to turn this right over to Greg LaDuca.
Well, thank you very much, Julie. And I'd just like to add on to the end of that presentation, Natalie. When we had the opportunity to go down and visit a while back, Natalie told us about a great program that the National Women of Hall of Fame has that is called the Book of Lives and Legacies. And that was something that we took advantage of last month for Ms. Donna DeFord, who had worked 34 years at the Memorial Art Gallery. Donna has been a wonderful member of Visit Rochester over the years. She was an active member on committees. She chaired the Visitor Industry Council, and she continued to be an ambassador until she retired last month. So I had the opportunity and great pleasure to read the letter from the National Women's Hall of Fame that she will be featured in the Book of Lives and Legacies at on the Hall's website. And she received a plaque and a annual membership to the Hall of Fame as well. So I just wanted to mention that we did that at her send-off at the Memorial Art Gallery last month. But it was just a perfect way to thank Donna for her 34 years of service to the hospitality industry. And without further ado, on to our main presentation. I'm going to hand it off to our staff, starting with Don Jeffries.
Thanks, Greg. Much appreciated. Couple brief remarks looking back on the past year, where we've been and what's it look like going forward. As all of you know, it was a very difficult year. One day you're in your office working full time with all of your staff, and the next day, boom, everything is closed. We had, you could designate one person to go in the office, and I did that myself. So for several months, I was the only one in the office. Everybody else worked at home. And our first thing we looked at was our finances. We did have some temporary layoffs, and because we weren't sure where we were financially. The hotel motel tax had just stopped. We had downtown hotels closed. It was a very pivotal time for us. And we had a virtual, one of our first meetings of the Visit Rochester board was virtual, and it was Adam Bellows' first meeting. And so the first question out of the box is, what does this look like? And Adam said, look, you know, I know the hotel motel money's not going to be there, but I will find a way to fully fund Visit Rochester. I know what you do. I know how important it is. And I know that you're going to have to be ready when the pandemic ends to give Rochester, Monroe County, and our region a leg up on getting the business back. We kept in touch with our members. Thank you, Greg and Elena, for doing that. We tried to keep in touch. We tried to help. We tried to send out as much information as we could about what the state mandates meant, what they were. A lot of times they weren't clear. And Amanda from our office took it on herself to be the person, the go-to person that we have to figure out what the state was doing. We spoke directly to our local residents, promoted member businesses to include takeout and virtual. We were trying the best we can to help our restaurant partners, particularly, that were just devastated, and to try to transition to dine out. We stayed engaged in touch with our convention and sports sales. Clients offered event support for programs in return for help. The clients navigated the guideline with the help of communications from Rachel, Wendy, Chelsea, and we try to keep in touch with our customers, which was the membership and their customers were our main focus. And Wendy and Tim, Alicia, Dave, Rich, and Libby were on the phone talking when there really wasn't much to say. All we could say is, we're here if you need us. What can we do to help? We use tools like social media. Chelsea really jumped in, and the digital advertising. We kept our digital advertising going. We did shut down on some of our marketing programs. Doesn't make much sense to say, come visit Rochester when you're not allowed to. Happily now, you'll hear later on that those are back in play. We relaunched family marketing campaign, come play in our backyard. Diana Rapp, our marketing person, did a fabulous job with that. And we doubled down support on local restaurants, again, and dine out. In the film industry, they were more or less shut down, but we did have a couple small films come to town. And right now there is a major film filming in town. So, you know, looking back at the past, it was very, very difficult. Our staff, and I'm going to let them tell you about the many, many projects and things we did, but I can't tell you how proud I am of what the people at Visit Rochester. And the other thing is, what Greg did was send out a memo to all the members saying, look, we know you're having a hard time, everybody's struggling. You know, we still want you as members. If you can pay, please pay. If you can't, it's okay. We still want to keep you. And I was thrilled at the number of members and companies that renewed their membership in the heart of the pandemic. It was great for us and great for the morale of Visit Rochester. So that's kind of an overview of where we were and where we are now. And you know, as Julie said, you know, the restrictions have been lifted. We're really, really excited. There were a couple that Greg LaDuca went during the restrictions when they came out, that he circled a couple that may be impacted for our members, that certain things would not be open. He circled nursing homes and sent it to me. He circled prisons and sent it to several of our members. So I just want you aware of those restrictions are still in effect. Having said that, looking into the future ahead, I'm going to turn it over to our staff, but I will tell you, looking into the future, Rachel and I and Rich Mackey are heavy into the PGA, and Visit Rochester will have a major role, a bigger role than we've ever had with the PGA in 23. And Deb Ross has been here for several meetings to talk about 24. And I'm going to turn it over to Tim to tell you about the advanced bookings and how things are looking. All yours, Tim. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you so much, John. Yes, as said, 2020, was a tough year, and all we could do really on the sales side was certain sports, just reach out to folks, let them know that we were here. Now, fast forward, they know we're here, and things have really picked up. We've had a number of site visits over the past few months, and they continue to come in, and that's fantastic. We're back on the road again. Wendy's currently at MPI WEC in Nevada. She's there. We've got trips coming up for different conferences in Boston, Tampa, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Atlantic City, multiple trips to our state clients, certainly in the Albany market. So we're working on quite a few bids right now. We've had a number of single property bookings. That's been great for both suburban, downtown, so around the community, which is fantastic. One exciting thing that we're working on, there was a meeting a few weeks back, is Drum Corps is interested in Rochester again for 2022, 2023. So we're at the real early stages of that bid, and then there will be a lead coming up once we finalize a few things with the stadium. And Wendy will have the state, with the state CVBs, there's a coalition of 11 different DOSs that are going to come together for a client event that will be in the Albany area. And so that's to be determined probably more likely in September or October. The New York State School Music Association will be hosting their Eastern Divisional Conference in 2023. The Jack and Jill Conference, which is more or less, it's an African-American based organization, and they're interested in having a conference in Rochester because of the solar eclipse in April 2024. So we'll keep you posted certainly on that. We've got a presentation to 150 Ancient Order of Hibernians. It'll be Visit Rochester, as well as the Woodcliff involved with that bid, to 150 to 200 of their members in Syracuse, July 9th. On the sports side, we got the Huddle Up Sports Tourism Index. So the Huddle Up is more or less it's a portal in the sports community, allows access to different sports planners as well as sports RFPs. So that's already resulted in several leads. Sports will also be doing what we call the Rock Box, which is more or less kind of a gift from our members of, in this case, it'll be different sports items that will be in a box that'll go to a specified group of sports clients in Colorado Springs and some other national markets. And then on the sports side, we have the big House of Sport client event at Dick's. So, and that's the Dick's out at Eastview. So that's going to be fantastic. So quite a bit going on. We're very excited. Everybody's very busy again, and we're thrilled at that. So just, we'll certainly be in touch with all of you all, and whether it's Drum Corps or other events, but we're just excited to be busy again. Thank you very much, Don, Greg.
All right, so thank you, Tim, and you're right, we are super busy. So for those of you that don't know, the Event Services Department works to enhance the planning and attendee experiences for all business booked by the Visit Rochester sales team. So also for hoteliers out there, as a reminder, our services department is always happy to help any of your internal groups as well. Just reach out to Amber and I if you have any clients who may benefit from any of our service offerings. But we provide planners with information on what attendees can do while they're in town, offsite venue options, restaurants nearby, local service providers, printing companies, et cetera, and much more. So we work with tournament directors as well to share best places for groups to eat in the restaurant area, assist with event logistics as needed, and provide community connections throughout all of the Rochester and Finger Lakes communities. So we also have some part-time staff who assist us in welcoming groups on site between hospitality tables, registration booths, and things like that. But that's just kind of a small snapshot of our service offerings so everyone's aware of what we do offer. Every group is different, so we do try and customize all of our services as well to the group needs. So Tim's right, we're very busy, and groups are planning, so which is exciting. So sporting events are in full force for this summer, as well as the fall. But we do kick back into convention season beginning at the end of June with just a handful of single property pieces of business. And then leading into the fall, we'll go back to a number of our annual groups who will be meeting in Rochester, which is exciting. So to stay relevant with tournament directors, the Rochester Sports Commission has purchased some tournament supplies to rent out to some of our event holders. So some of the items we have invested in are event flag banners, you know, things like registration, concessions, medical, welcome banners, things like that, as well as pop-up tents, water coolers, and a few other smaller items. We have also, with the ever-changing marketplace over the last year, Visit Rochester has partnered with Threshold 360, which is a virtual tour platform. So a number of Visit Rochester members have had the opportunity to have a virtual tour shot and uploaded to their listing on the Visit Rochester website. This platform also allows us to create customized maps for groups with hotel booking links, restaurants, nearby conveniences, and much more. So it's become a selling tool for our sales team as well as an upgraded service offering for a number of our clients, and it's been really well received so far. So we're looking forward to using that more and more in the future. So with some new faces in the community, we want to remind everyone as well that if you receive a service request from the services team, please feel free to reach out to Amber and I anytime if you have any questions. And a reminder, just service requests are for booked business that is already in the area. So that could be for an offsite venue, it could be for printing needs, it could be for giveaway items, but please just reach out if you have any questions. And seeing that we are working with so many groups right now, I just want to remind everybody to please add in some event attendee special offers on the extranet. So we do have a specific landing page for folks in town for conventions, meeting, and sporting events. So you don't want to miss out on sharing your special offers with them. And lastly, just with the convention calendar. So if you do want to review the booked business that we have on the books for the next couple of years, please feel free to reach out anytime. We'd be happy to go over that with you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. From a travel and tourism standpoint, leisure tourism will be responsible for fueling the economic recovery. Professional estimates forecast the return of leisure tourism to 2019 levels by 22 and in some destinations as soon as Q4 of this year. Business travel is anticipated to return to 2019 levels by 2024, and international travel will return by 23 and 24. Based on our interactions and research, we are confident that Rochester and Monroe County will be on the early side of these predictions. Leisure travel is currently at 82.3% year-to-date of 2019, and if the Canadian border was open, we believe we would be meeting, if not exceeding, 2019 visitation levels. We've had several meetings and one-on-one interactions with overseas operators, and the international outlook is promising. Pent-up demand coupled with savings during the lockdown has travelers in the UK, Ireland, Germany, and France eager to resume travel to the US, with the only barrier being current travel restrictions. UK travel restrictions are set to be lifted on June 21st, and while there was a 10% decline in GDP in 2020, their exchange rate is the strongest it's been in 3 years, and all key operators in the UK that sell the US are still in business, and 67% of Brits are looking to travel internationally in 2021. Germany is economically stable with just a 5% decline in 2020, and consumer sentiment towards the US has improved in recent months. And in France, many of the restrictions currently in place are set to be lifted on June 30th. France saw record consumer savings in 2020 with some 200 billion euros saved, and Expedia is reporting that the French traveler confidence is 51% higher than Germany, Italy, and the UK. Group tour business was one of the hardest hit segments of the travel industry, as many operators were not eligible for the various financial relief packages. And we just wrapped up more than 40 one-on-one appointments through a virtual marketplace with American Bus Association, and those still in business are eager to resume travel. 27% of planners have already resumed tours, and 50% plan to resume by the end of the year. Rochester and the Finger Lakes are a popular destination, and we are working to develop new bookable itineraries to make the work for the tour operator as easy and seamless as possible. Additionally, we are planning a virtual FAM tour for tour operators later this summer, and also planning a group tour ready workshop for those of you who may be interested. So how are we getting the word out about Rochester? You've heard me mention that we've been in development for a new Canadian campaign to coincide with the border reopening. We're thrilled to share the work of our friends at J Advertising with a preview of the creative today for a campaign we're calling Bordering On. Some tweaks are still being made, but this is the concept, and while it's not official yet, all signs are pointing to June 21st for relaxed restrictions and a possible border reopening. Whenever the date may be, we will utilize a mix of top performing digital placements to deliver our message to an engaged online Canadian audience interested in travel and actively searching relevant content. Using paid search, paid social, and digital video, we will target what is considered the Golden Horseshoe and includes Niagara, St. Catharines, City of Hamilton, Halton Region, and Toronto, excluding the city. Our first media flight will run for 10 weeks and will tentatively run up until Labor Day, and we're looking at additional plans for later this year to coincide with the Canadian Thanksgiving in October. Come Play in Our Backyard, our family-focused campaign, continues to perform well. We are in the midst of our third media flight, which began on May 10th and will conclude on June 27th, and we've added to our geographical footprint with counties in Vermont and Western Massachusetts, which are responding well to our media placements. Facebook and paid search are performing best with nearly a 2% click-through rate on Facebook, which is 3 times the industry standard, and a 6.67% click-through rate on paid search, which is an increase of 2.45 from our 2020 campaign and exceeds the industry standard of 4.68%. The campaign will break for the 4th of July holiday and resume July 19th through August 29th with an early push on autumn activities later this summer. And we're reviewing plans for late Q3, early Q4. Given the abundance of amazing family-friendly attractions in and around Rochester, this demographic will always be an important part of our plans. Visit Rochester continues to be very active in international markets through our statewide co-op, Wine, Water, and Wonders of New York State. As you heard at the beginning of my update, the international market will be ready to go as soon as they're able to travel. Partners in the program include Discover Long Island, Hudson Valley Tourism, Visit Ithaca, Finger Lakes Tourism Alliance, Corning Museum of Glass, Destination Niagara USA, and Delta Airlines. And together we're creating and marketing new statewide experiences, completing a website redesign that will launch in the next month or so, and preparing for the return of in-person trade shows. We'll be participating in IPW, the largest international inbound trade show in the US, taking place in September in Las Vegas. We're also participating in a state-led virtual trade show in July with operators in the UK and Germany. As many of you know, the state CFA grant program recently opened up, and we're thrilled to share that we're applying for a multi-year marketing program to drive awareness and promote Rochester and the Finger Lakes as the destination to be in for the total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024. In researching cities in the line of totality during the total solar eclipse in 2017, we're confident that this is going to be a huge economic impact on our region. Greenville, South Carolina estimated nearly 500,000 visitors in 2017 from Florida, New England, California, and Iceland, to name a few. And in fact, South Carolina had 570 Airbnb bookings across the state for the eclipse, with an estimated value of more than $2 million. And although Nashville doesn't need an eclipse to drive visitation, they estimated more than 1 million visitors as a result of the eclipse in 2017. Finally, we're working on developing a new Rochester Monroe County focus campaign that will launch in tandem with a reskinned Visit Rochester website later this summer, and which you will hear more about from Rachel. Visit Rochester was the runner-up in a nationwide tourism recovery contest sponsored by the Bowstern Advertising Agency out of Tallahassee, Florida. And while we were disappointed to not have been the big winner, receiving a grand prize of in-kind services valued at $250,000, they were so impressed with our energetic and dynamic team that they created a second prize specifically for us, and will be creating this campaign through nearly $60,000 in in-kind services. Please feel free to put any questions in the chat, and we look forward to the remainder of 2021 and beyond. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Diana. Hi, everyone. It's so great to connect with you for what will hopefully be the last time virtually for at least a while. Impending blizzards considered in the future. But in any case, I'm thrilled to give an update on what we're seeing for the year ahead from a PR and communication standpoint. So we have been very busy the last few weeks. I'm so excited to share that press trips, they're not just returning, they have returned. They are back. We've had bloggers in 2 weekends in May. We had someone in last. We have someone coming in flying in as we speak. Folks from Michigan. We've got people coming pretty much every week or weekend for the next few months, and we are excited to enthusiastically welcome these media, both bloggers, traditional writers, radio hosts, content creators. We're excited to welcome them back because they're going to play a critical role in helping us tell our story and helping just further raise awareness of Rochester as a must-visit destination in a post-pandemic world. So another thing I wanted to touch on that's a big area of focus for us this year and into the future is really engaging different types of travel bloggers and content creators. You know, the travel media space has really evolved in the last couple of years, and you know, you'd be hard pressed to find a daily print paper that has a dedicated travel writer on staff anymore. That position is truly, for the most part, a thing of the past. So we evolve too, right? We want to look to see who are the up and coming storytellers. What are the new platforms, the new mediums that people are consuming information in? And so, for example, earlier this month, we hosted a travel blogger who is also a content creator. She has more than 700,000 followers on TikTok. So she was here. She's at Eat, Live, Travel, Drink. If you were on TikTok and you want to check out her 60-second Rochester visit. But we're looking at folks who are telling stories on different platforms. But we also have a real focus on bringing in more diversity as it relates to the people that are helping to tell those stories. We want to make sure that the Rochester experience is being told by just a wide range and of enhanced diversity of storytellers and content creators. So, you know, I always say if there's someone that you personally follow or that you're engaging with, or who you're looking to for recommendations on where to go or places to travel, and you think they'd be a good fit for Rochester, please don't ever hesitate to reach out. We would love to explore that and see if we might be able to work with them and bring more and more people here to our community to experience just how special Rochester is, and then in turn share that experience with their audience. speaking of social media, so I referenced TikTok, but we, and as Chelsea has shared previously, Visit Rochester is now officially on TikTok, but we're really looking to expand our social media presence. For the last year, we had done a great job of really engaging with the local audience, but now we're kind of back to not only including our local audience, but also going back into those core markets, our target markets, and using tools like social media and our website to really drive demand and to create a desire and an intent to travel to Rochester. So we are using social media heavily, but we're also really pushing the boundaries on some of the new tools that social media has for us. So things like TikTok videos, Instagram Reels, and you'll notice that we're working on every month adding a few new kind of Instagram stories that are really focused on individual partners. So again, check out our Instagram page and you'll see existing stories and kind of virtual tours of both Dick's House of Sport and RMSC. So if that's something that your business would be interested in being a feature, please reach out to Chelsea and myself. We'd love, again, to talk to you to see how we can help support you and use our promotional vehicles to help tell your story. Another thing that we are really excited about later this year. So it has been 6 years since visitrochester.com got any kind of a facelift. So we're really excited to be updating and redesigning our website. So coming this fall, you will see a fresh new look to visitrochester.com. It'll be redesigned with the latest and greatest best practices in mind. I talked about this a lot. Our social media and our website is really works so hard for us. And back when I started saying that the travel media landscape has evolved so much, there isn't a dedicated travel reporter at newspapers around the country. So what do? We tell our own stories, and our website and specifically our blog is such a huge part of that. So we're really excited to have a fresh look to help us tell even more stories and help put that information, that content into the hands or into, in front of the thumbs of prospective travelers everywhere. And speaking of our website, so I'm also excited to share that our web traffic is beginning to return to pre-pandemic levels, which is great. It shows that folks are seeking out information on Rochester. They're interested in planning a visit to Rochester. And in addition to some of the programs that Diana referenced, we do continue to have a paid search presence as well, because we are finding that people are searching for things about Rochester. We want to make sure that our website is number one thing that they see when they're looking for those search results. So we've been busy, but we're really excited. It does seem like the floodgates have reopened. And again, we would love to work with you. And if you have any questions or thoughts or ideas on additional avenues in which we can tell the Rochester story, we are all ears. And with that, I will turn it over to Greg. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Rachel. I'm just going to make sure that I can see everybody. Greg LaDuca, Vice President, Industry Relations. Just want to review with you my department's membership and visitor services. Don had mentioned through the pandemic, and we are really very unique in the fact that we're actually gaining members through the pandemic. And I'm really pleased to say that in 2021, we've actually signed on 23 new members since the start of the year. You might have remembered me talking about a new initiative that we have in conjunction with Constellation Brands to onboard some BIPOC members, minority-owned member businesses to better represent the fabric of our community. So within those 23 members, Elena and myself are starting to onboard some of our minority-owned businesses in the area, and we do hope that you do take a look in our newsletter and on the VIC member forum. We do list our new members, and we hope that you take an opportunity to reach out to them and engage with all of our new members as they become new members of Visit Rochester and the Visitor Industry Council. So that is very exciting for us this year. Our numbers are up. We only lost 8 members due to closure through the pandemic, which again is very low for industry averages across the country. But we can't thank you enough for your support through all of this, and we are looking forward with you to brighter days ahead. Next bullet point that I have is something new that we and the steering committee have come up with as we break out of the pandemic. We thought it very fitting to start next month with a Member of the Month program. And like I said, membership department and steering committee member of the month program to highlight all of the wonderful work and collaboration that our members engage in. Members are welcome to nominate themselves or fellow members to be considered for this honor. Steering committee will consider nominations that celebrate milestones, anniversaries, or those that are supportive of Visit Rochester, supportive of the community, or show innovation in the hospitality and the tourism community. We want to hear and share the stories that make Rochester's hospitality community so unique. There have been so many great stories through the pandemic, and we sometimes, you know, they go unnoticed, and we think that this member of the month program will shed some light on some of the great things that our members are doing. So please watch your newsletter, watch the VIC member forum for more information on how you can nominate yourself or someone else for this new member of the month program. After that, I'm really proud to be a part of the VIC committees and task forces for 2021. Through our business plan, staff at Visit Rochester has come up with some new and creative committees for you to engage in. So I hope that you do listen closely to the volunteer committee updates from our members and the really interesting and productive things that our committees and task forces are doing this year. And please know when you hear those updates that committees and task forces are always open for you to join. So you're always welcome to reach out to the staff member or the committee chairperson to join onto that committee, whether you just want to join onto one meeting and hear what it's all about, or if you'd like to participate in activities that they have coming up. But please do listen to those because there are some neat things coming up in the near future. Next slide, please. Visitor services. Visitor services is a big job. It's interacting with over 1.8 million visitors a year who spend over $1 billion in our area. And I always say in visitor services, it's our job to make sure folks have a good time and want to come back. So first step as we reopen is we will start staffing at the airport. We started with 4-hour shifts in June, and we'll be going to 8-hour shifts 7 days a week in July. Reports from the airport, travelers going through the airport are taking on average over the last 2 weeks 100 visitor guides a day. And you can really feel the energy in the airport. I had the opportunity to be in the airport through you know, over the holidays and last year, and you know, with flights cut down, they're really, you know, it was eerie to see, you know, so few people in the airport, but it is coming back. People are traveling again. Flights are becoming full, and you'll see that the airport are adding new flights. So that is exciting for us as we reopen. Another report for you, Explore Guides, 2021 Explore Guides. Typically they'll come out in April, just before the Lilac Festival. We took the opportunity to take a couple additional months, and this year's Explore Guide will be coming out the last week in June. And so we will be delivering those to your locations, especially hotels. But if you'd like to receive a box of the new Explore Guides at your member location, please contact me and we can make sure that we do that. And if things have changed in your location with regard to how you hand out things like the Explore Guide, please let me know as well, because we are working through that and talking about some alternatives. But we are very, very excited about our partnership with RBJ again this year. And thank you to all of those members that did decide to advertise in this year's guide. We have over 240 locations that we will be delivering straight away in the first week in July. And we will deliver those upwards of 50,000 copies throughout the rest of the year. And last, for visitor services, again, you've heard me talk about Rockstar 2.0 e-learning, which will be 5 modules that you're able to take and your staff is able to take at your location at your own time. I won't say too much about it because committee chair and the lead of that program Danielle Hildreth will make a report at the committee and task force update. But please watch for a launch of that later this summer. And we are looking to cast a wide net as we go into the fourth quarter and into next year. And so with that, I'd just like to finish by saying, since I'm last, a thank you to all of my co-workers at Visit Rochester. There's really no one else that I would want to weather a pandemic with. It was a pleasure to work with everyone through it, and I'm so proud of the work that we've all done to get ourselves to this point. And I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on the call next month at the Woodcliff for our first in-person VIC meeting in over a year and a half. So thank you so much to staff. Thank you to those in attendance. Thank you, members. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
I just want to say, wow, you guys, wow, you've done an amazing job. We knew it. It's just proof in it. Diana, any word on the Canadian border opening?
So right now, everything we've heard is June 21st with relaxed restrictions and hopefully a border opening, but I don't think we'll know until Sunday at the earliest. And we'll keep you all posted.
But I love the Canadian border campaign. Great job.
Thank you. We're excited.
So guys, I think I said it when the call started, but just a quick reminder that there are going to be fireworks tonight at the Dome Arena. They're at 9:15. That is correct. I said 9:45. So if you're just interested in, you know, being like, hey, today's a great day, and letting the kids stay up a little bit late, head out to the Dome Arena or somewhere in Henrietta. There's that park there that you can just park in and watch some fireworks tonight to celebrate the reopening of New York. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, let me know in the chat if you'd like me to call on you for 30-second announcements. And without further ado, we're gonna go on to committees. First up is local contact. Justin Cheshire had to hop off, so I'm going to read what he said if I can get back there. Our next local contact advisory council meeting will be in person at Cheshire Audiovisual on Wednesday, June 16th, which is tomorrow. From 2 to 3:30. Invite some friends and colleagues and people you know who travel outside Rochester, and they will help influence people coming to Rochester, which is what we're all about here. If you're able to attend and want to bring a guest, let him know. I'm going to put his contact information in the chat in just a second. So again, that's tomorrow, local contact advisory. And thanks, Justin, for joining us. We did have to hop off. Next, I'm going to go to the IDEA committee with Chad Crone. Chad, remind us what IDEA now stands for.
IDEA stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility.
Awesome.
We had our first IDEA engagement series on June 4th, where we featured NTID, and the speaker was NTID President Dr. Jerry Buckley and Assistant Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion, Dr. Elisa Allen. We had 40 total guests on the call. We learned a lot about NTID's impact on the Rochester/Finger Lakes region. Our next meeting is this Friday, June 18th at 9:30 a.m., where we will be recapping our first speaker series and looking forward to our next engagement series in July. Again, our meeting is this Friday, the 18th at 9:30 a.m. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And next is Events Committee, John Tassone. John, are you on the line?
Yes, hey, how's it going? So we're looking to plan our a summer meeting. Should have information soon on something in person for the first
At the bank
in a while. So, and then with the new guidance, or the loosening of the guidance, or today that came out, we're very excited to reshift the focus of the committee in the fall back to our original purpose, which is helping to support events and enhance events that are coming to the Rochester area. So we are very excited with the loosening or the dropping of the restrictions, although we have to read into it a little deeper, as there are still restrictions in place for large venues, schools. So we're looking forward to digging into that a little deeper and seeing what that means for all of us, but still very exciting and looking forward to in the fall getting the committee back on track to what its original purpose was.
Sounds awesome. And moving on to Rock for a Reason with Meredith Howie.
Hi, everybody. The Rock for a Reason Task Force had a meeting last week at Better Honey. We discussed ways to recruit more volunteers outside of the committee and came up with a website, which Chelsea revamped for us. That was created back in March 2020. And she updated it with a new email form that you can sign up to hear information about the events that we will be volunteering in. So if you maybe don't want to make a full commitment to the committee, or if you're not on the VIC, or I'm sorry, the Facebook VIC member forum, I do post there, but if you're interested in getting emails, I'll post the link to the chat right now. This summer we're planning on doing Rock City Pickers through the public market, events at Sonnenberg, and maybe the National Women's Hall of Fame. Natalie, I heard you need volunteers, so I'll be reaching out. And that's it for us this month. I'll keep you guys updated.
Thank you. Moving on to Emily Foe and Tour and Travel.
Everyone, we had a great meeting last week with the Tour and Travel Committee. We heard from Diana, who shared updates about her appointments with AWA, and just like you heard from her earlier today, those were great appointments, and we're pretty excited about what the rest of the year will bring for group tour business. We also heard from Rhonda with Break the Ice Media about bookable itineraries, which is a new product that they are putting together. It's going to be a great opportunity for anybody interested in group tour business to really get involved and be a part of it. So I'm not going to say too much more than that because Rhonda's on the call and I think she wants to share an update too. But there's some really good things coming our way. We haven't set a date for our next meeting yet, but once we do, we'll be sure to post it in the Facebook forum. So keep an eye out for that.
Thank you. And Nina Pacini with the Social Media Committee.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to invite everyone to join us for our next 2 meetings. Actually, we are opening this up for the entire membership. We're going to pair you with another member and we're going to digitally audit your business. So everyone will walk away with a digital audit. And essentially, this is going to give you a really great idea of how your online presence is current state from a visitor's point of view. And you don't need to be digitally savvy to participate. We're going to walk you through it. So our meetings are going to be next week, Tuesday, the 22nd. And then in July, we're going to be reviewing the findings and kind of helping you prepare action plans and a little roadmap if there's any improvements you want to improve upon. So I will post reminders in the forum and I hope you all can join us.
Sounds scary, Nina, but we all should be doing it.
It's a really great opportunity to get in.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh no. We have a week to get it going, right?
Scary, I promise.
But I think that's a great thing to do. So thanks for doing that. Moving on to Danielle Hildreth, Frontline Training Rockstar 2.0. Danielle.
Hello, everyone. We had a great meeting last month. We went through and gave a little sneak peek to the training for those that could attend the task force and got some great feedback on ways that we can help promote the program, some feedback on the activities and engaging tours and things that we did show in the training. So thank you for all that attended. We will meet again on June 22nd from 10 to 11 via Zoom. I did put it in the VIC forum Facebook group, so you can grab the link there. If you're interested, you're also able to email me and I'll get you on that meeting. Exciting things we're going to talk about next time are really going through the marketing plan, looking for some volunteers to do some of the beta testing and championing the program. We are set to launch the program in August, so we're getting excited about getting it wrapped up and finished and getting some people testing it. With that said, even if you're not able to be on the task force, I would love for you all to share maybe in the chat what you think would be a great incentive or reward for your employees to take the training. So they go through the training and at the end, maybe they get a little incentive or reward. We would love to get your ideas on what you think would be a great reward for those frontline staff. So if you guys could put that in the chat, that would be great. So we can get more than even just the people that are on the task force. But otherwise, you're welcome to join us on June 22nd.
Danielle, I have a question in the chat here. Is the plan for Rockstar training from now on to be all virtual continually, or are you going to revisit that at some point?
Great question. We are definitely, not knowing where this year was going, we are definitely rolling out with online, and we know that we will have some sort of live events that enhance or incorporate some of the attractions, activities, events, things that we want to make sure that frontline staff are aware of. So we're going to revisit how those look and how they feel, but there'll be more of an enhancement for after you take the actual online training. And the online training takes about 90 minutes to complete. And we know that it's just so much more accessible to so many more people being online and doing it at their own pace.
Great, thank you so much.
Sure.
And Alicia Gazda with New York State Task Force. Alicia?
Hi guys, so the New York State Task Force is in the thick of it. We are currently in week 1 of 2 in our sales call blitz. So there are 10 of us calling with 20 accounts each to the New York State Association meeting planners. So just touching base and getting those updates with these awesome updates for New York State and restrictions lifting for gatherings. So touching base, and there is strength in numbers because we're going to have a lot of calls to share with the entire committee. We do not have a follow-up meeting after this yet, but once we have one, I will post it. You're welcome to join, as Greg said, at any point, just so we can run with our next idea to touch base with these meeting planners. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And before we move on to our 30-second announcements, just a reminder to be sure to stick around for after that. We have trivia with prizes. And then Dan Mason from the Red Wings will be hopping on to talk about the Wings plans for the rest of summer. Now, as this meeting is going on, I'm getting like messages and stuff. And apparently Bob Duffy has been putting on a press conference, and he has had some other things to say. I think some of it was about the Red Wings. So hopefully Dan will be able to give us some good information on that. And after that, we're going to wrap up around 5 o'clock. The Wings are in town tonight for a 7:05 game. So certainly there's plenty of time to conveniently head down to Frontier Field, grab some dinner, enjoy a game, don't cook, enjoy a night out. The tickets for the Red Wings really are the best deal in town. So be sure to go ahead and do that. And we're going to move on to 30-second announcements. First up is
Julie?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It was my mistake. We do want to hear from Jess Dakotas with the Membership Engagement Committee, because she does have some very exciting information to share as well. So that is my fault.
Sorry.
Jess
and I'm
Dakotas.
seeing the chat. Sorry. Yes, Jess, super important
Okay.
because we're going on a boat.
Wildly.
See, now we have everyone's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Membership Engagement Committee does have very exciting news. I don't know if you've been watching our Facebook feed, but we are working on the boat tour down the Erie Canal for June 24th, which is next Thursday, a week from this Thursday, at 3 p.m. We have been working so hard to make this really fun. There's going to be trivia, yummy appetizers, and cash bar. And so we really want to encourage you guys, please join us, grab a friend, a partner, a coworker, grab your team, register. It's a $20 ticket, and a portion of it does go to the New York State Canal Society. And we would just love to have you there. So yeah, and Elena posted the pre-register link in the comments, but if you have any questions or anything like that, you can reach out to Greg, Elena, or myself. And yeah, we're excited to see you guys. Thanks.
And the Canal Society, remind us, that helps preserve the history of the Erie Canal, correct?
Yeah, it preserves the history, and it does help businesses, I believe, along the canal as well.
Awesome. Sorry, Jess, I didn't forget.
No, that's okay.
I blame Greg. He sent me the list.
I blame you, Greg.
I'll take it.
So now on to 30-second member announcements. Let's start with Katie Camblin, Dick's House of Sports. And Katie, I think that we're going to have you screen share your slide that you wanted to do. So Rachel's going to put you up. There you go.
All
Perfect.
right, guys, can you hear me?
Good.
All right, so we have quite a stacked amount of events. Hi, everyone. I am the Marketing and Communication Manager at Dick's House of Sport in Victor, New York at the Eastview Mall. Just wanted to call out several events we have coming up throughout the month of June, starting with International Yoga Day with Hike Yoga. Nicole Kasmer will lead a yoga class Monday, June 17th. That starts at 6 p.m. in the evening. Moving into a bait casting workshop. So we have some in-house fishermen and experts here at Dick's House of Sport, and they will be leading how to properly cast, finding the right lures, doing an in-store demo with the product that we have in our fishing department. That's Friday the 18th, and that starts at 10 a.m. Moving on to Butterfly Kids Yoga this Saturday. That's a 9 a.m. class, and that is parent and kids focused. So feel free to bring your young one, and you can do a parent-kid combined class with Butterfly Kids Yoga, Fairport, New York. That's at 9 a.m., followed by Next Level Speed and Agility. That follows at 10 a.m. They're out of Fairport as well, also this Saturday at 10. Moving into Yoga 170 on Saturday, June 26th, another yoga class to get your weekend going, starting at 9 a.m. Later that evening, we have partnered with Varsity Gay League. It is a LGBTQ group that has cornhole and dodgeball, but we will be doing their cornhole tournament starting at 4 o'clock that evening in celebration of Pride Month. So that'll be a fun one if you can attend. It's teams of 2, it's $30 per person, and it's from 4 to 6 p.m. Lacrosse stringing clinic. So in our pro services department, we have a variety of stick lacing and experts that have not only played the game, but really love the sport in general. They will be leading an education seminar on Sunday, June 27th. It's from 1 to 3 p.m. That will soon be uploaded to our website today. We just got it off the ground earlier, so please stand by for that information on our site. And then tonight and Tuesday, June 29th, we're doing Come Play Soccer. It's an intro to soccer class that starts at 5 p.m. It's ideal for ages 5 to 10 years old, and it's led by our former international soccer player and Dublin alum, Darren. He's our team sports lead here at Dick's House of Sport. But at the bottom here, I have included our Facebook and Instagram to always stay up to date. That's the best way to stay informed with what we have going on here, in addition to the new product that we have on the floor. And if you want to hover your phone over this QR code, it'll take you directly to those links to be able to sign up. And then for just some additional questions, if you have anything that comes to mind, or if you know of an instructor that may want to lead an upcoming class or have an idea for us, please reach out to us at eventsroc@DCSG. For everything else, I did put it in today's chat, but looking forward to hearing from you guys and hopefully seeing you at the store. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Katie. And Dan Schneiderman from the RMSE. Dan?
So we are to start off for our basic Eclipse update, we are 1,027 days away from the 2024 total solar eclipse. And I'd like to give a shout out to everyone who made it out this past Thursday. Not only are people ready to go out and about and be at events, they are ready to go out and be out at events as early as 5:30 in the morning. Between the two RMSC locations, we had 500 or more people in attendance to view the partial solar eclipse.
Wow.
And I heard of people being all over Charlotte Pier, Webster Park, basically anywhere around Lake Ontario. The fact that we had so many people out and about just makes us so happy. And I can't believe how many VIC members we saw at the Martin Road Park location. So just want to give a thank you to everyone who made it out. And if I can share my screen for a quick second, I can share one of the photos from one of our committee members, which was just gorgeous.
Chills. Just chills. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
And moving on to Deb Ross with kidsoutandAbout.com and beyondthenuts.com. What's going on?
Hi, everybody. Just it's nice little announcement. We are about to launch 5 new sites. So we're about to launch Miami, Boston, Chicago, Albuquerque, and Anchorage next month. And so we are consequently hiring in for our inside sales team. And so, you know, you guys, so many of you are in sales, but you also know great people in sales. And it's a fun bunch here in our Bushnell's Basin office. So anybody who's interested in that should email me at deb@kidsoutandAbout.com for a position description. I put that in the chat. Also, I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody in person on June 24th at the Colonial Bell. So please, if you haven't signed up yet, sign up now. Sorry, that's just another pitch for a really great event.
You're always so good at that. And Julie Pagano for Rock 2025 and Campus Rock. Julie?
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Julia Pagano. I'm new to this call. I'm a talent strategy coordinator for the Chamber and head the Rock 2025 and Campus Rock initiative. Campus Rock seeks to engage students in the region by bringing them together for special events, professional development, networking, and our overall goal is to have the students from one of the 19 colleges in the region to choose Rochester post-graduation. So we are holding an inaugural event called College Fest in September 18th from 11 to 4, where students will be connected to professional and cultural opportunities across the greater Rochester region, starting at Innovation Square as well as Mercantile on Main. So we are looking forward to providing students different city tours, Innovation Square tours, office tours, internship opportunities, a scavenger hunt, and live performances from Greater Rochester student artists as well as just local musicians. So if anyone would like to connect with me about sponsorship opportunities or partnering for the event and just helping students have that unique experience for the best downtown, five hours in downtown Rochester. So I'll drop my contact information in the chat now. Thanks.
Thank you. And lastly on my list is Mackenzie Martinelli. Mackenzie?
Hi, everybody. I'm Mackenzie with Chick-fil-A Henrietta. I did just want to announce to everybody that we would like to extend a 5% off discount we just launched our Chick-fil-A Henrietta catering. We just recently opened up delivery. So if you place an order for more than $200, we will deliver. Last week we did a wedding. We're catering for Amazon. We really want to be able to think local first. And yeah, just get a lot more involved and visit Rochester. So I'm going to put my contact in there. The way that you could redeem that is just place your order through me. You can either send it, I'll list my email, list my phone number, reach out to me at any time. But yeah, we'd love to kind of cater and, whether it's a meeting or an event, just let us know. And we'd love to be there for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you. And we had delicious Chick-fil-A breakfast at our last steering meeting. So thank you for that. And one more, Rhonda Vaccaro. Rhonda?
Thank you. Yep, I just wanted to talk about, piggyback out a little bit what Diana had mentioned and Emily had mentioned regarding the group tour bookable product. Some of you may have heard from me. We've had some conversations already, but Visit Rochester has engaged the services of Break the Ice Media to help with this initiative. And what bookable product is, it's a turnkey itinerary. So everything on the itinerary, all the pricing on the itinerary is combined. So we give the tour operators one price for the complete itinerary. We're going to make a couple of day trip itineraries and then a 1 night, 2 night, and 3 night itineraries. The reason being is the tour operators are definitely coming, but they need some help in planning. They don't know who's open, what the protocols are, what a group consists of anymore, all those things. So they can have a one-stop shop and we can combine it all for them. We're going to be doing more information about it. And then we're going to be unveiling these bookable itineraries at a virtual FAM tour. Later on in the summer, we're going to invite the tour operators to come and participate. So I'll put Diane, I'm sure most of you have it, but Diana's email in the chat if you're interested in participating. We'd love to have you guys join us. And certainly I'm happy to talk to anyone more about what this entails. There's no cost to any member to participate. So hopefully we get a bunch of really cool opportunities for our tour operators. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bridget Martin. Bridget.
Hello, thanks guys. I'm new to Visit Rochester, so I'm glad to be part of this. I work for Bavona Child Advocacy Center, And we have a couple cool events coming up. There's maybe one foursome left, I think, for our golf tournament on June 28th that I could sneak in if you're interested. And we have another great event called Cheers for Children at La Luna, and that is a 2-night event this year, September 29th and 30th. We're also working pretty hard this year in cultivating some relationships with businesses. So ways that we can help get your name out there and ways that you can help us get Bavona's name out there and explain what we do. So if there's any interest, I would love to hear from any of you. I'll throw my contact information in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you. And Cat Ball. Cat?
Hi there, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it okay if I share my screen?
Go ahead, Kat.
Okay, great. On Railroad Street, I just wanted to share quickly, we're doing a large group initiative, almost like a package deal where a large group could, in essence, rent out Railroad Street. So we have one stop at Black Button, one stop at Warbach Brewing, and one stop at Bitter Honey. If you have any large groups, we're doing for a minimum of 150 people. Max 250, but we've gone larger to the 300 range. And you basically rotate between each business. So just wanted to throw that out there. I'm happy to share this little fact sheet with everybody too, if anybody's interested.
Sounds like a great event for a business.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kat.
Thank you.
Okay, that looks like it's wrapped up our 30-second announcements. Be sure to stay up with us after trivia. Find out what's going on in the Red Wings and all the changes that have come out today. But I'm going to send it right over to Jess Conley, and we're going to get through trivia really quick. Remember to put the number of the question into the chat and then your answer. So for the first one, number 1. And Jess, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. So as you all know, our Seeds of Growth presentation was by the National Women's Hall of Fame in Seneca, Seneca Falls. So we have done our trivia based around that. So if you were paying attention, there are a handful of answers to those questions that I'll be asking here in a quick minute. So don't forget, as Julie said, the number 1 and then your answer, number 2 and then your answer. It just helps us track it better. Okay,
What's
here
the
we
first
go.
prize, Jess?
I don't know.
Elena?
Elena.
We've got some great prizes. The first one is a gift card for Deer Run Winery.
Ooh, yummy. Okay, go ahead, Jess.
Elena. Okay, so this one is Deer Run. So the Deer Run Winery question is, how many women are in the National Women's Hall of Fame as of 2021?
She said it in her little low, Karen. No. Getting, oh wait, hold on.
Whoa.
Season 1.
Yep.
293 people.
Including Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Susan B. Anthony, and Amelia Earhart, to name a few. Okay. So number 2, Elena, what's our fun prize for the second question?
So we have a beautiful candle from Sense by Design, who partnered with our other member, Compass Cycle. It smells amazing.
Love it. Okay,
we don't have smell-o-vision. Had to say it, sorry. So question number 2, founded in 1968, how many women were inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame during the first ceremony?
Oh, Carrie got on that right away.
Carrie.
Good job, Carrie.
20 honorees were inducted at that ceremony, and that included folks such as Susan B. Anthony, our very own, Clara Barton, Emily Dickinson, Helen Keller, and a bunch more. So nice job. And Elena, prize number 3.
Woo, woo. Another gift card to Deer Run Winery.
Yay, wine. The third question, and this is this wasn't in the presentation, but I was going through their website and found this quite fun. What card game can you play on the National Women's Hall of Fame website and learn about inductees while you do so? No, not poker, Stacy, but I love it.
It is not Old Maid.
No. Nope. Think old school card game. You can play it by yourself.
There you go, Eliza.
Solitaire. There it is, Eliza. Yep.
Good job.
So it's really fun. The deck of cards on there is each card has a different individual that had been inducted, and it tells a little bit about them. So if you ever need some downtime or you have some, check it out. It's pretty fun.
Thanks, Steph. And that includes our regularly scheduled program, so to speak, but it is on to happy hour. And Dan, are you on the line? Does anyone see him? Not scrolling for me.
Which Dan?
I don't see him.
Okay.
Oh.
We just chatted like an hour ago. So let me send him a reminder email.
Has anyone been to a ball game yet?
I went.
How was it, Chelsea?
It was fun.
He's in the waiting room. That's why.
Let him in.
Rude.
Oh, you better apologize, Greg.
I'm 0 for 2. Sorry, Dan.
Are you there, Dan?
Hey, I see you.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. How are you?
Good, everybody. How's it going?
It's going really well. So big news today. We're opening back up, but what does that necessarily mean for you?
It means I've been running around like crazy all afternoon.
Like that.
No, it's great news, obviously, for our whole for all of us, and for us. You know, there's certain things that we can't really do. We can't just flip the switch, unfortunately, and change our entire ticketing system and make everything available.
Yep.
So some things we're going to have to, you know, slowly work into the mix here, but it's very good news, and that we won't have to have vaccinated and unvaccinated seating sections anymore. We'll just be a ballpark again, and we are still going to continue to have some socially distanced seats available for those fans that don't feel comfortable quite yet. But it'll definitely give us more seats to sell, and just, you know, make things a lot better for all of us.
What a crazy year you've had. I mean, you're dealing with state, federal, local. Frontier Field is owned by the county. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's Major League Baseball, and you have to like make everybody happy. I don't envy your job this year whatsoever. How's your team been handling it?
Yeah, we've got a lot of different, like you mentioned, we have a lot of different forces that we're dealing with their rules, Major League Baseball rules, and the county rules, and the state's rules. But I'll tell you, everybody has been very, you know, good about cooperating with us. The county and the state have been, you know, Bob Duffy's office and the county executive's office have been just awesome helping us to navigate through this. And Major League Baseball has been very responsive as well. So it's been good. We're all getting through this together, and it appears like every day we're getting closer and closer to the end. And obviously big news today. So now we're just waiting for our players. You know, they have to follow quite a few rules for Major League Baseball protocols, and we're waiting for those to loosen up a little bit. And I think that could happen here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, hopefully.
So staffing at the stadium has been sort of, how are you doing that with like limited capacity and food and all that kind of stuff? How has that been working out for you?
Yeah, it's, you know, staffing, honestly, we're not saving a whole lot of money on staffing, because you need extra staff to do all the things that we have to do in terms of, checking for vaccination proof and, just having more gates available. Even though there's less fans and less capacity, we have to spread people out more than normal. So we really haven't saved much money on the staffing side of things. And also, I'm sure that many of us on this call right now have had problems finding staff, finding people to work because, because of that extra $300 of unemployment that people are getting. And it's problematic trying to find, especially for those jobs that are part-time seasonal type jobs. It's been rough. And I think we're all going through it. I think, geez, every restaurant I've been to in the last 4 or 5 months has a help wanted sign on it. Just about every retail place I've been to has a help wanted sign on it. So we're no different. And so we're doing the best we can with the folks that want to work, and trying to keep things going as normal as possible for our fans. And most of our concession stands are open. Our suites are going to be opening up on a more robust level here coming up. We just got word from the county health department that we can allow to do our suite business on a more normal basis. So things are coming together definitely fast and furious. And we'll be home tonight for the first of 12 games in 13 days. So and we also have 4 high school graduations over the next 13 days as well. So it'll be a busy place here the next 2 weeks or so.
So in the past, we all know you've been the master of marketing, anything from, garbage plate night to like the superstars. Are we going to start seeing some of that stuff come back? Are there going to be any fireworks this summer?
Yeah, we're doing fireworks every Saturday, courtesy of ESL. And then on most Friday nights, we'll have fireworks. Not quite every Friday, but most Fridays as well. We're going to have, every Thursday is a plates night. So we'll play as Rochester Plates every Thursday. We're still doing giveaways and bobblehead nights and t-shirt nights. And we're going to be having our 2nd annual Pride Night coming up here on July 7th. And some of our other, theme nights that people have come to know and love, we'll be doing those as well. So we're definitely doing promotions and all the things that, people love to do. People love about coming out here. We're hopefully get to announce an RPO concert here post game. We're going to be announcing that here in the next few weeks, hopefully. So yeah, and honestly, with today's news, probably the best thing that happened is we'll be able to put our entire season, all of our tickets on sale sometime in mid-July for the rest of the season. We've been waiting for this announcement, so we've been kind of putting tickets on sale 1 month at a time. So with today's announcement, that's going to enable us to, in mid-July, to open it up for the rest of the season.
So what is it me or looking at the schedule, like where you'd have more home games on the weekends? Is that correct? The schedule just seems different fast.
Yeah, this year it is different. We're playing all of our home stands are 6 days, and we play the same team for 6 days. And then we play every Tuesday through Sunday is when we're home. So when we're home, we're always going to be Tuesday through Sunday. You can set your watch to it. Every Monday is an off day for the entire league. So yeah, that's something new, and we're only playing teams in our division this year. That'll change after this year, but because of travel and COVID restrictions, we're only playing teams in our division. So teams like Syracuse, Buffalo, Scranton, Lehigh Valley, and Worcester.
Great. So a question came in, what's your favorite thing to eat at the ball field?
Oh, as a Rochester guy, there's nothing better than a Zweigel's White Hot. Slightly charred, some would say burnt. That's how I like my Zweigel's White Hots. Burnt with plenty of Rochester meat hot sauce on it. That to me is nothing better at the ballpark.
Everything. Anything like new food wise this year, or was it just sort of like trying to manage this year, and we'll new things next year coming.
I think that's exactly it. You know, even other restaurants I know around town have a more kind of limited menu. We're a little bit more limited, but we still have most of the fan favorites. And then we'll be doing different food specials throughout the season as well. You know, for instance, on our office night, which is coming up here on June 24th, we will be serving chili in honor of Kevin from the office. He was supposed to come last year, couldn't make it. We can't have him come this year because of COVID, but we are going to be celebrating the office night here on Thursday, June 24th, and we'll be doing Kevin's chili. So that'll be a popular item here that night.
How are you guys managing just like the rising cost of like absolutely everything, food, employees, you know, all that kind of stuff? And still, I mean, it's still just a great family bargain to go. So
yeah, it's, you know, we're doing it like everybody else is, I think, one day at a time. That's really the best that we can do. You know, we did have to raise our ticket prices a little bit this year, but still at $15 for a 200 level ticket, or 200 or $20 for a 100 level ticket. So the seats closest to the field are $20, and then the seats in the upper level are $15. So still, you know, we feel it's reasonable. And I think next year that those ticket prices could even drop. But for this year, that's what we had to do to get through it. You know, not playing a game in 624 days, not really having any revenue for 624 days certainly took a toll on us. And and we still have 12 less games scheduled this year because of COVID. So we're, you know, we're doing the best we can to manage our expenses and still keep it affordable. And we'll still have plenty of nights. Like tonight, for instance, we're doing 2-for-1 tickets. Next Tuesday, also 2-for-1 tickets. Coming up in July, we're going to be announcing a date where all tickets are $5. So regardless of what our ticket prices are, we're still going to be offering plenty of nights throughout the summer where we're going to have discounted tickets available.
as a fan, I appreciate you're saying tickets might come down, but as someone that runs a business, I'm like, never. They got used to it 1 year. Let it ride, right?
Well,
we gotta do what we gotta do.
Well, yeah, we're you know, we'll see. We'll see how this year ends up. You know, there's still a lot of unknowns. You know, how we're gonna draw the rest of the season. You know, once school gets out, that's always when our attendance picks up. But you know, we just don't know. Hopefully, with the restrictions getting lifted, people are going to feel more and more comfortable about getting out and doing stuff again.
Are there any of the businessman afternoon games this year, or is that coming back this year?
We've got one coming up on, let's see, Thursday at 1:05, and then next Wednesday at 1:05. So, and then we have probably 2 a month the rest of the year as well. So lots of business person specials still to come.
And I think that's honestly, that's great for anyone on this call. As you know, everyone's talking about like an unemployment and getting people, you need to retain your people. So taking people an afternoon off and going to a ball game and buying some like hot dogs and hamburgers it really does go a long way with the employees. So I'm glad that you guys are still doing that. Anything else that we should know?
Boy, that you should know. I mean, it's still you know, still a great entertainment, and I think, you know, now, you know, some people were hesitant about, you know, what do I do, or confused, I should say. People were confused about, you know, vaccinated tickets or unvaccinated tickets, and now it's going to be great just to be a ballpark again. So to get rid of those, you know, the kind of those sections, and just be a ballpark, and we will have some socially distanced sections available for those fans that just aren't quite comfortable yet, and we get it, and we want to make sure that we're still a place that everybody feels welcome and comfortable at. So look for more information about how many of those tickets will be available here in the coming days. We're still kind of scrambling right now with a game tonight, and with this announcement just being made this afternoon. And, you know, like a lot of times when the governor makes these press conferences, it takes a few hours or a day or two for everybody to kind of translate what he said, or, you know, figure out exactly what it means to all of us. And we're still in that mode a little bit, but we're getting clarity, and the good news is it's really good news, and it's nice to be getting good news. It seems like at least once a month nowadays.
That was a really good politically correct way of saying that. Sometimes it's very confusing when he talks and you're not sure, like, what does this mean for me? But I think we're all just like really excited. So does anybody have any other questions for Dan? I know that he has a game tonight, and I did encourage everyone to like end this meeting, go home, grab their family, and head to the game, because who wants to cook dinner even when you go to the Frontier Field, right?
Right. 2-for-1 tickets tonight at redwingsbaseball.com using the promo code GOWINGS.
All right.
Go Wings.
Thanks, Dan. I don't want to keep you. I really appreciate it. Keep up the excellent work. I know it's been a season, but it's only going to get better.
No doubt. It's getting better for all of us, right?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me, guys.
Thanks.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. It was nice of him to hop on.
That was. Everybody watch your Facebook and your newsletter for reservations for next month's meeting. VIC meetings for the remainder of the year, we're going to have people RSVP. So just watch for that, and we'll look forward to seeing everyone in person.